Let's delve into the grand and fascinating history of the British Empire, the largest empire the world has ever known. The dawn of the British Empire. The story of the British Empire begins in the late 16th and early 17th centuries, during the Age of Exploration. Motivated by the search for new trade routes, wealth, and the spread of Christianity, English explorers and privateers, such as Sir Francis Drake and Sir Walter Raleigh, set sail to distant lands. These early ventures laid the groundwork for what would become a vast and powerful empire. Expansion across the globe. North America and the Caribbean. The British Empire's first major foothold came with the establishment of colonies in North America and the Caribbean. Jamestown, founded in 1607 in Virginia, was the first permanent English settlement in the New World. This was followed by the Pilgrims landing at Plymouth in 1620. Over time, Britain established a string of prosperous colonies along the Atlantic coast, which would later become the United States. In the Caribbean, Britain seized valuable islands like Barbados, Jamaica, and the Bahamas. These colonies became economic powerhouses due to their sugar plantations, worked by enslaved Africans, which produced immense wealth for the British Crown. India and the East. One of the most significant expansions of the British Empire was in India. The British East India Company, founded in 1600, initially focused on trade but eventually took control of large territories. The Battle of Plassey in 1757 marked the beginning of British dominance in India. By the mid-19th century, India was known as the jewel in the crown of the British Empire, providing vast resources and a market for British goods. The Scramble for Africa. The 19th century saw a frenetic period of colonization in Africa, known as the Scramble for Africa. Driven by a mix of economic interests, national prestige, and a sense of racial superiority, European powers carved up the continent. Britain emerged as a dominant force, controlling territories from Egypt and Sudan in the north to South Africa in the south, and numerous regions in between, including Nigeria, Kenya, and Uganda. Dominions and settler colonies. In addition to its colonies, the British Empire included several dominions and settler colonies, where British settlers established themselves permanently. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa became self-governing dominions, enjoying a degree of autonomy while remaining loyal to the British Crown. These dominions played crucial roles in the global influence and military power of the empire. The empire at its zenith. At its height in the early 20th century, the British Empire spanned every inhabited continent and covered about a quarter of the Earth's land surface. It ruled over approximately 400 million people, around a fifth of the world's population at the time. The phrase "the sun never sets on the British Empire" aptly described its vastness, as the empire had territories in every time zone. Cultural and economic impact. The British Empire profoundly influenced global culture, politics, and economics. The English language, British legal systems, and educational frameworks spread worldwide. Cities like London became financial hubs, with British banks and companies playing pivotal roles in global trade and commerce. The Industrial Revolution, which began in Britain, fueled the empire's expansion and economic dominance. Decline and legacy. The two world wars of the 20th century significantly weakened the British Empire. The immense cost of these conflicts, combined with growing nationalist movements in the colonies, led to a wave of decolonization. India gained independence in 1947, followed by a cascade of other colonies in Africa, the Caribbean, and Asia. By the late 20th century, the British Empire had largely dissolved, transitioning into the Commonwealth of Nations, a voluntary association of independent states with shared historical ties. The legacy of the British Empire is complex, marked by both advancements and controversies, including the impacts of colonialism, exploitation, and cultural exchange. A monumental legacy. The British Empire's legacy is still evident today. The widespread use of the English language, common legal and political systems, and the global spread of British culture and institutions are lasting reminders of the empire's extensive influence. The history of the British Empire is a tale of exploration, conquest, economic ambition, and the profound intermingling of cultures, shaping the modern world in countless ways. In summary, the British Empire was a colossal force in world history, whose reach and impact were unprecedented. Its story is one of remarkable ambition and extraordinary consequence, leaving an indelible mark on the world stage.